Hey, Bo.
Hey, Matt.
Can you believe we have a whole bunch of Wicked episodes coming up?
Oh, I can't wait to share all of these amazing episodes with the Readers' Katie's publicists and finalists.
That's right. We're talking all things behind bringing this iconic musical to the big screen.
And of course, we're taking you inside the world of this epic movie with all the exclusive details you won't hear anywhere else.
It's Wicked in a way you've never heard before. Don't miss it. And be sure to go watch Wicked in theaters starting November 22nd.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, what's up? This is Ramses Ja.
And I go by the name Q Ward.
And we'd like you to join us each week for our show, Civic Cypher.
That's right. We discuss social issues, especially those that affect Black and brown people, but in a way that informs and empowers all people.
We discuss everything from prejudice to politics to police violence, and we try to give you the tools to create positive change in your home, workplace, and social circle.
We're going to learn how to become better allies to each other. So join us each Saturday for Civic Cypher on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hi, I'm Marie.
And I'm Sydney. And we're Mess.
Well, not a mess, but on our podcast called Mess, we celebrate all things messy.
But the gag is, not everything is a mess. Sometimes it's just living.
Yeah, things like J-Lo on her third divorce.
Living. Girls' trip to Miami. Mess.
Breaking up with your girlfriend while on Instagram Live.
Living.
It's kind of mess.
Yeah. Well, you get it.
Got it?
Live, love, mess. Listen to Mess with Sydney Washington and Marie Faustin on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Happy holidays from me, Michael Rappaport, and my gift to you is a free subscription to the I Am Rappaport Stereo podcast, where I discuss entertainment, sports, politics, and anything and everything that catches my attention. I am here to call it as I see it, and there's a whole lot of things catching my eyes these days. Listen to the I Am Rappaport Stereo podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, and wherever you get your podcast.
The forces shaping markets and the economy are often hiding behind a blur of numbers.
So that's why we created The Big Take from Bloomberg Podcasts, to give you the context you need to make sense of it all.
Every day, in just 15 minutes, we dive into one global business story that matters.
You'll hear from Bloomberg journalists like Matt Levine.
A lot of this meme stock stuff is, I think, embarrassing to the SEC.
Follow The Big Take podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen.
Episode 463, Holiday Anti-Haul. 10 things we're not buying this season.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast, where you'll learn to save money, embrace simplicity, and live a richer life. Here are your hosts, Jen and Jill.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast. My name is Jen.
My name is Jill.
And today we are talking about things we're not buying. We're giving you permission to not buy and giving you permission to make your own list of things that you're not going to buy this season, because it is a list everyone should have.
We've got so many lists going on this year. So many lists we need to check twice. This one's a good one.
For every shopping list you have for the holidays, you should have an equal not buy list, anti-haul list.
I love the term anti-haul.
So you can be confident in the things that you are buying because you are certain in the things you are not.
I think it really does help us to focus on, not for the whole time, but to really know, what am I not going to spend money on? It does make me feel a lot more confident about the things that I am going to spend on.
Yeah.
So this is just really good practice for values-based spending, which is what our book is all about. Buy What You Love Without Going Broke, buywhatyolovebook.com.
Well, you're jumping the gun, because this episode is brought to you by the one thing that you should be adding to your haul list is Buy What You Love Without Going Broke. It is our book that helps you define what you value and love and offers the solutions and tips to say no to what you don't. So it helps you make that no buy list. It also helps you stick to it and be freed of the guilt and shame that comes after the holidays when you've bought things that you don't actually care about. So if you want to free yourself from that go ahead and pre-order it at buywhatyoulovebook.com, and you'll get access to our December and January live classes that are exclusive only for pre-orders. In December 29th, we are making a full year meal plan. We are helping you, walking you through making that 365-day meal plan. And then in January, we are going to walk you through making a 2025 spending plan. So these are going to be fantastic live classes that we're going to walk you through all the steps to do this. So buywhatyoulovebook.com.
We're saving the best for the end of the year and the new year. I'm very excited about those lives. Yeah, you can tell we're excited about this. We're getting so close to the book being published that
I know.
We're just so thrilled that you can hold it in your hands. But now we're going to talk about things you're not going to be spending on, what we're not spending on. But we did ask you all in the friend letter, because we put a poll at the end of all of our friend letters. If you're not receiving that, frugalfriendspodcast.com.
Just frugalfriendspodcast.
frugalfriendspodcast.com.
It'll pop up.
So we asked you, what's the easiest thing to say no to spending money on around the holidays? And by a landslide, you all said decorations. 54% of you said decorations. That's the easiest thing to say no on. But second was travel. So it sounds like a lot of you find it easy to stay put for the holidays, which is good. Travel can be very expensive, and airlines especially hike up prices around the holidays. So if you're able to stay put and not travel, that is definitely a wallet saver.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. Travel's too expensive around the holidays. And, pets are more expensive to board around the holidays.
Yeah, and it can be really stressful too. And flights get canceled. Just so many more people are traveling. The other things that we listed that not many of you responded to was extra food and activities. So I'm going to take that to mean we do like spending on extra food and activities.
Yes.
Which Jen and I will share on a little bit ourselves.
We do a Black Friday episode every year. It's our annual kind of not anti-consumption, but like alternative consumption inspiration episode. So we've,
under consumption core.
So you can check out those, and then also our other holiday episodes like 456, how to have a frugal holiday season, and then way back in the archives to 184 tips to prepare for holiday sales early. So all of that is great. It's Black Friday. Our biggest tip is get the deals that you have been waiting for and planning for, and do not let the holiday sales season sweep you up so that you sneak in a few impulse buys just because they're a good deal.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
So we're primarily going to talk about, Jen and I are just going to volley back and forth on the things that we're not buying this holiday season. But in preparation for this episode, I did find an interesting article titled, "How Much Do Americans Really Spend on Christmas and What Is Everyone Buying?" Comes from Wharton Women. And there were some really fun statistics in here. Now, this was written in 2022, so it's not the most up to date. Thank you. As maybe we would want, but we can still see the trends happening. So they talked about how in 2021, U.S. holiday shopping generated $886.7 billion in sales, which is a 14% increase from the previous year. And how the average American had planned to spend $826 in 2022, specifically on gifts, food, and decorations. Of that $800-something, $500 of it was spent on gifts for family, with the most popular being toys, clothing, gift cards. And it also listed how one surprising area of spending is on pet presents, saying that the average American pet receives around $50 in gifts. And this is the clincher. This really made me chuckle out loud. So 34% of Americans will purchase gifts for their dogs, Well, 22% purchase gifts for their cats. So that's interesting. Dog owners want to give gifts to their pets more than cat owners do. Meanwhile, only 19% of Americans purchase gifts for their in-laws. Wah, wah.
Wow.
So we are buying more gifts for our pets than we are for our in-laws. Isn't that something?
Yeah. So what I thought was interesting, so I looked for some updated statistics, and what I looked to see is the amount of spending going up with the rate of inflation, or is it outpacing inflation?
Which we had talked about in a recent episode as well, but it is very interesting.
So, and we have said this before, and it still rings true. In 2023, which is last year, the rate of inflation in the U.S. was 3.4%. Right? So we're looking, is consumption increasing or is it just prices are increasing? And holiday spending increased at 3.8%. So consumption is increasing at a faster rate than the prices. So we are buying more. And so that's what we really want to look at. We want to be able, yes, we're going to spend money, but we don't want to consume for the sake of consumption. And so that's why we want to normalize these no-buy lists and just make sure that we are getting everything that we want and not what the retailers want us to want.
Yeah, not for the sake of deprivation, but for the sake of really identifying where is my money going to be best spent, because I don't have to buy all of the things.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jill, kick us off. What's the first thing that you are not buying this holiday season, and what are you doing instead?
Well, I'm not buying wrapping paper, and that's in part because of another thing I'm not buying, which is gifts. However,
spoiler,
there probably will be some gifts that I give that are DIY'd or low cost, or just as the mood strikes. But I have plenty of wrapping paper already. So that's part of it. Not all of it is holiday themed wrapping paper. Do I care? Does the recipient care? No.
Mm-mm.
But also with different, packages that might be coming in the mail just related to everyday expenses that we get delivered. There's usually brown paper that can be utilized, or bags from takeout over the past year that I still do keep because they're just brown usable paper bags.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the things that I use to wrap my gifts.
Yeah, I do not use themed wrapping paper. That's my solution. I have one roll.
Or don't even buy themed wrapping paper. Buy the kind that you can use all year round.
I don't need to have a Christmas paper, a birthday paper, a baby shower paper, and whatever else, a wedding paper, right? I have one neutral roll of wrapping paper, and that's what gets used for everything.
I love that.
Yeah. Whether it's Christmas or not. And it also cuts down on clutter. I don't have to use one of those wrapping paper roll, plastic containers, or figure out where I'm going to keep all my rolls of wrapping paper. I have one. It is in my closet, and I pull it out when I need it. And honestly, mostly I will reuse bags.
Yeah.
Like anytime I get a gift, I have a whole container. Are you really a millennial if you don't have a container full of gift bags and used gift bags and used tissue paper?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I will use that mostly for birthdays and stuff because those are usually kid themed. But for adult things, yeah, I have this one wrapping paper.
I love it. What else is on your list?
So the first thing on my list is an advent calendar. Advent calendars have gone wild.
They've had a glow up.
So it used to just be like a little toy or a chocolate, and now you can get books,
meats and cheeses,
beer, wine, whiskey, everything, coffees. Like, there is an advent. I got a hot sauce advent calendar one year,
you did.
and I actually loved it. I loved buying that, but I'm not going to buy it again because I literally kept all of those little hot sauce bottles the full year. It took me forever to get through them.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to do it. If I want to celebrate the Advent, if I want to celebrate the 25 days leading up to Christmas, there are a lot of printables that you can download for free and really have the same experience, but for printer ink. I mean, if you're just doing the black and ink and, not really fancy printing, does come out to less expensive and less clutter than all of these advent calendars.
Mm-hmm.
If you want wine, buy a bottle of wine. Yeah. You should not have 2 glasses of wine every night for 25 days in a row.
Oh, right. I mean, I'm not going to tell someone how exactly to live their lives.
I think that's what I think. And maybe it's not what you think.
The decision you're going to make is not
just
buy
a bottle of wine. Buy a couple bottles of wine.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm not purchasing is decor. This has been such a shift for me over the years because I do love this season. And I have definitely equated really getting into the spirit as purchasing all of the decor, getting new things to update. And I think I've realized over the years, as I've kind of had to have less living in a vehicle or moving or living in someone else's home, house sitting, that it just didn't make sense for me to have bins and bins and bins of things, and that it is still just as special the few things that I have really curated from thrift stores and yard sales and family members. Like I now have the things that I love and I put up that all fit into one plastic bin. And I really love them. Yeah, they're familiar to me. They're not necessarily new and exciting, but I've realized I don't need that. I do have decor. It helps me feel like we're celebrating, but I don't need to buy anything new. So it's been interesting. I've kind of dropped that. I used to really love going up and down the aisles when they put out all of the Christmas stuff, but now I'm like, I don't need to look at that. I got stuff at home. And that has taken time, but it's been interesting to watch that shift just in myself. There are times that I get tempted for like, oh, look at that beautiful holiday wreath. And then I'm like, what is that going to do for me? I don't even leave my house. I'm not going to see the wreath on my door ever. And it's going to cost me $80 because wreaths are expensive. I don't need that.
Yeah. I take the same approach with decor, just keeping it simple. I got a new tree last year.
Yeah.
So last year I set up my old reusable tree and it was just tilting like a Charlie Brown Christmas.
It was like very adorable, actually. I kind of loved how dilapidated it was.
Well, and
like,
that is,
we are the frugal friends.
Yeah, right. And that was my only but we were in the middle of a renovation and I was like, this is appropriate for the setting.
Mm-hmm.
But after Christmas, I took advantage of the sales to get a tree half off. So I really went in and I got a very good quality large tree for our new renovated space, first Christmas in the, with the renovation done. And I got it for half off. And so that's really where I'm leaning into. Instead of buying a lot of different decor, I just bought a very quality reusable tree. If you keep them, it's debatable like how long to keep it, at least 5 years in order to offset the kind of the impact, the carbon impact versus getting a like a real tree. Some people say 10. So 5 to 10 years. And I definitely have the other one for over 5 years. So this is going to be the first year we are using the new tree. And I just got some extra lights also on sale because it's a bigger tree. And that's going to be my decoration. Like, it's just going to be that tree. And I love it.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, Matt.
Can you believe we have a whole bunch of Wicked episodes coming up?
Oh, I can't wait to share all of these amazing episodes with the Readers Katie's publicists and finalists.
That's right. We're talking all things behind bringing this iconic musical to the big screen.
And of course, we're taking you inside the world of this epic movie with all the exclusive details you won't hear anywhere else.
It's Wicked in a way you've never heard before. Don't miss it. And be sure to go watch Wicked in theaters starting November 22nd.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Dani Shapiro, host of the hit podcast Family Secrets. How would you feel if when you met your biological father for the first time, he didn't even say hello? And how would you feel if your doctor advised you to keep your life-altering medical procedure a secret from everyone? And what if your past itself was a secret, and the time had suddenly come to share that past with your child? These are just a few of the powerful and profound questions we'll be asking on our 11th season of Family Secrets. Some of you have been with us since season 1, and others are just tuning in. Whatever the case, and wherever you are, thank you for being part of our Family Secrets family, where every week we explore the secrets that are kept from us, the secrets we keep from others, and the secrets we keep from ourselves. Listen to season 11 of Family Secrets on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, I'm Madison Packer, a pro hockey veteran going on my 10th season in New York.
And I'm Anya Packer, a former pro hockey player and now a full Madison Packer stan.
Anya and I met through hockey, and now we're married and moms to 2 awesome toddlers.
And on our new podcast, Moms Who Puck, we're opening up about the chaos of our daily lives between the juggle of being athletes, raising children, and all the messiness in between.
We're also turning to fellow athletes and beyond to learn about their parenthood journeys and collect valuable advice, like FIFA World Cup winner Ashlyn Harris.
I wish my village would have prepared me for how hard motherhood was going to be.
And Peloton instructor and Ratchet Mom Club founder, Kirsten Ferguson.
And I remember going in there a hot mess.
So listen to Moms Who Puck, a production of iHeart Women's Sports and Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
Hi, I'm Marie.
And I'm Sydney. And we're Mess.
Well, not a mess, but on our podcast called Mess, we celebrate all things messy.
But the gag is, not everything is a mess. Sometimes it's just living.
Yeah, things like J-Lo on her 3rd divorce.
Living. Girls' trip to Miami.
Mess.
Ozempic.
Messy,
skinny living.
Restaurant stealing a birthday cake. Mess.
Wait, what flavor was the cake, though?
Okay, that's a good question.
Hooking up with someone in accounting and then getting a promotion.
Living. Breaking up with your girlfriend while on Instagram Live.
Living.
It's kind of mess.
Yeah. Well, you get it.
Got it?
Live, love, mess. Listen to Mess with Sydney Washington and Marie Faustin on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jenny Garth, Jana Kramer, Amy Robach, and TJ Holmes bring you I Do Part 2, a one-of-a-kind experiment in podcasting to help you find love again. If you didn't get it right the first time, it's time to try again as they guide you through this podcast experiment in dating.
Hey, I'm Jana Kramer. As they say, those that cannot do, teach. Actually, I think I finally got it right, so take the failures I've had the second or even third or whatever, maybe the 4th time around.
I'm Jenny Garth. 29 years ago, Kelly Taylor said these words, I choose me. She made her choice. She chose herself. When it comes to love, choose you first.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Robach.
And I'm TJ Holmes, and we are, well, not necessarily relationship experts. If you're ready to dive back into the dating pool and find lasting love, finally, we want to help.
Listen to I Do Part 2 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Lovely.
So my next one, I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but I am not spending any money on Elf on a Shelf. I don't own one. And it's not just the cost of the elf, because you could get those for free. It is actually the cost of everything that the elf does throughout its tenure. Like, it is the cost of time when you are, because the Are you familiar with Elf on a Shelf?
Yes, I am. I actually have one.
Yeah,
which is very funny because I don't have kids. But my mother-in-law got me a tropical themed Elf on a Shelf, which is really cute.
Okay, yeah, don't get that for people. Yeah, it's like making snow angels in flour, and then you have to set that up, and then you also have to clean that up. And then the cost of flour is negligible, but it's the time cost.
Yeah.
And then you're also searching the internet for ideas because you want to do different things every year. So it's a mental cost. It's really, and then it's this weird thing. This elf is watching you and it's also being naughty, but you can't be naughty because it's watching you. It's a spy.
You're right.
And we don't do the elf's boss, that guy.
Yeah.
We don't do that in our house. So it just doesn't make sense.
Here's the thing. We are listing off the things we are not buying, but please know this is not a personal attack for those of you who these are on your buy list. We're just helping to give you ideas for you have permission to put other things on your no buy list because you may make different decisions. Elf on a Shelf, for some people, the energy expended is what's fun, and you don't have to purchase all this extra stuff to be able to do it.
Look at this one, though. This Elf on a Shelf went on a quote-unquote shopping spree, and these are custom little Amazon packages that say Elfazon, and he's covered in packages.
Oh, my.
And there's one where it took a picture next to the sleeping child, like the elf is watching you sleep. There are so many wrong elf spaghetti. Like, it's funny in the movie, but then you just waste all of that candy and pasta. There's just so much to unpack.
You don't want to engage.
No.
I get it.
Yeah. So I'm not engaging in that cost.
Yeah. The next thing for me is gifts. I'm doing it again, friends. I loved last year. Last year was my quiet Grinch Christmas, and it might not be as quiet this year, but it still might be a little Grinchy without gifts. That doesn't mean that I don't love and care for people and will plan to show value to them, maybe even write encouraging notes and cards to people. But I don't need the pressure of just buying for the sake of buying.
Mm-hmm.
I do love to give gifts that feel thoughtful and what the person's going to want. So if I come upon that, then I'll do it. But I'm not just going to make a list and try and pull ideas out of thin air for what I could possibly spend $20 on for this person.
Yeah.
And I also realized, so last year when we did our quiet Grinch Christmas, Eric and I did say that we would get gifts for each other. So it was kind of like we blocked out the rest of the world and then we're like, okay, but for you, I like. But here's the thing. We both returned every single gift we got for each other.
So you return them because of the products. Travis and I are horrible gift givers to each other. Just we don't like the things that each other gives.
Yeah.
And so that's why we don't get gifts for each other.
Yeah.
I get gifts for me. He gets gifts for himself.
Yeah. I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would much rather just enjoy good food, have some relaxing times, maybe do activities. So I'm already jumping the gun on what I will spend on, but y'all know me.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not doing gifts, except for I may make the caveat of for adults. It's very possible, depending on where we find ourselves for Christmas, that I'd give gifts to kids. And I know you and I do that differently. There's been times where you're like, kids aren't getting the gifts. They get enough stuff. I'm getting gifts for the adults. And I respect that. But for me, I usually choose, if I'm not doing gifts, I'll at least do it for the children.
For the children.
But the children.
Yeah, no, I will get my own children gifts. I'm talking about other people's children.
Right.
I'm not buying them gifts.
I got nieces and nephews, I need them to
you
care
don't have
for me
your
in my
own
old
children,
age.
so those are basically your children.
They are my children.
But yeah, so we'll do a few gifts for Kai, maybe one for Atlas because he's not even 2 yet. But maybe we'll go in on a gift for my in-laws and my mom, and that's it. Nobody else get gifts, and they have to be okay with that, and they usually are. No, nobody has ever complained to my face, and they still talk to us pleasantly.
Well done.
Yeah. So my next one is holiday themed products like cups and toys. So any of the regular toys or things that we might get anyways, but holiday themed, which means they're kind of only relevant for a day because you're getting them on Christmas and the next day Christmas is over. So they are relevant for one day.
Yeah.
And even within the season, like Starbucks has the free holiday cups yesterday if you order a drink. Why would I get a holiday cup? It's only relevant to use for a month for the next 6 weeks. Like, and then what do I do with it? I put it on a shelf.
Yeah.
I already have a cup. I'm fine.
Yeah.
So whether it is free or like a collector's edition or whatever, no, we don't do anything that has a lifespan. Just like wrapping paper. If it's not evergreen, which is not a great term to use when we're talking about the holidays, but
Right.
evergreen means it's usable throughout the year, whatever season.
Yeah.
Then it's just not worth it.
Yeah. The next thing for me is what I will term gimmicky activities. And this is really my own opinion on an activity. There's not really any exact metric for this, but I will give an example. So the pier near us will usually have some sort of booth set up that's like a Christmas themed putt-putt golf something, and it's literally like 15 feet long by 10 feet wide, and they're charging $20 to be able to walk through and do like 3 putt-putt holes, and then you can feel like you did something.
Or outdoor
holiday
ice
themed.
skating in Florida. It's not real ice.
Right.
And it is so hard to skate on. I was a competitive figure skater.
Yes.
And I would never set foot on an outdoor rink in Florida.
Yeah. So these things that you can just very easily tell are money grabs.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do it.
No.
Not here for it.
Absolutely
Not if it feels gimmicky.
Or
I want it to feel magical.
They're probably not going to do it this year, but in past years they've done the enchant. You walk through Christmas lights, it's $50.
Which I have been interested in. I've been curious about it. It seems like a very immersive experience. But yeah, the cost was prohibitive to me. And then the year that they did it for the very first time was when I was interested. Like, what's this going to be about? I'm so glad I waited because all of the reviews on it were, this place was packed. We couldn't do any of the activities. You were waiting in line for everything. I'm like, yeah,
and
not
all
for
those
$50.
people paid $50 for that
per person.
Yeah. All right. So the next one, and I have been seeing ads for this for weeks on social media, and it just angers me. Holiday pajamas.
Oh, that's
holiday themed pajamas. And I've been seeing the social media posts. It's like, run to Old Navy. You need these. These are a great deal. I was like, these pajamas are relevant for 6 weeks. And if I'm going to, and most times we'll wear the pajamas, if we get holiday pajamas, not because we bought them, they're being worn after the holiday. So why, every holiday pajama set that we've ever gotten, we've been given. And we try, like, it's just weird to wear them outside of the holidays, even though like out of spite, I want to.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to buy matching sets because I do think Christmas morning matching jammies are cute. I do have a heart. But we're going to make sure they're evergreen.
Yes, evergreen jammies.
They're jammies that can be
winter
worn.
Jammies.
Yeah, for the next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I support that.
But you do not need to run to Old Navy to take advantage of this $6 pajama set.
Yeah.
Why is it $6?
Right. Like,
right?
let's ask ourselves
why
that
is it
question.
so cheap?
Yeah. Because the itches come for free. It makes you itchy. My last one, and similar to what you were saying, I'm not buying special outfits. So, like, we've got a holiday party coming up. I gotta get a dress. I've got to have a themed whatever. I got clothes in my closet. They worked for me last year.
Yep.
They'll work for me again this year.
I'm also seeing social media posts like holiday outfit haul and buying new outfits for holiday parties. No, don't need a new holiday party outfit. Nobody remembers what you wore to last year's holiday party unless you truly made a scene, in which case I'm sure you have a second outfit. It's fine. Just wear something you already have that you've accumulated this
Here's
year.
the thing. You could choose something different from me, though. Like, I'm just saying what I'm not buying. But if someone is like, I do need a new dress and this is a great time to get one and I've got plenty of places to wear it.
But let's be honest.
I can wear it throughout the year.
You probably don't need a
new
new dress. You want a new dress. If you've been wanting a new dress for a while and you've been waiting and there's a sale on the one that you've really wanted and you're going to be able to wear it the whole year, then this is your moment. This is your moment to get it.
Yeah.
But let's be real with ourselves. You don't need a new outfit for holiday parties.
Yeah, we don't have to feel the pressure for it, really, is what it is. I think we can just feel peaceful.
You can just want something.
Yeah.
And get it.
Yeah. But sometimes the stress of feeling like you have to get something is more anxiety producing.
Yeah. I feel I forgot to mention the adult holiday pajamas. The onesies, like onesie holiday pajamas, you put those on for a picture and that's it. Who is sleeping in those? Those are hot.
Yeah. No, it's not practical. I get up in the night to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Welcome to your 30s. So we're not doing that.
And this sounds like a very curmudgeon-y episode.
And maybe we are.
Maybe we are. But like,
welcome to your 30s.
There are things that we do love and we just are defining what we don't. Like, like I love the Christmas. I spent $150 on a Christmas tree, on a very nice Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And that thing was $300 originally. And some people would look at me and like, you spent $150 on a Christmas tree? That's so dumb. It didn't even have lights on it. I bought more lights in addition to it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, right? Like I spent money on that because that is my one Christmas. I love Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If you have a Christmas tree in your window, I'm looking through your window into your house.
Hi, it's me.
Yeah.
It's Jen.
It's gonna be me looking into your house. Like I just love Christmas trees and I love Christmas lights. I love driving around the neighborhood. My kids hate me. Kid and husband hate me because I'm always trying to take the long way home through the neighborhoods to look at the lights.
Not going to do elf on a shelf, but I will spend my time driving through neighborhoods, peeping on you.
Spending money on gas. I know. I am investing to peep into your home. And snacks. I love holiday snacks too. Not themed snacks, but like parties with snacks.
Yes.
And I'll pay extra for the pre-made nice like snack from Costco or Sam's Club because I love it.
Okay, well, you're getting ahead of yourself. Tell us the last thing you won't buy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought I said it. A gingerbread house kit. Gingerbread house kits always come out looking the worst. Are they not always the worst?
Yeah.
Because we're not good at construction, right? And then the materials are poor. They poor adhesives.
They don't taste
poor
good. No one's actually
structural.
eating them.
They're not good. You don't eat them.
Unless gingerbread houses are your thing and you've got your grandmother's recipe and it's what you do and you eat it because it tastes so yummy, that's have at it. But yeah, the gingerbread
0.1%
kits are, I know a few people who like, it's their thing. It's a tradition and then they actually eat them and they taste good. But most of us out here grabbing the kits off the shelf.
The kit on the shelf, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're working at the Grand Floridian at Disney World and you're, have you seen the gingerbread house there?
No.
It's a gingerbread empire, essentially. It's very famous. If you are in Disney World around the holidays, you can go to the Grand Floridian. You don't even have to pay for the parks. You can go. It's open to the public. And they just have this massive, almost life-size gingerbread house inside the Grand Floridian. It's very cool.
That sounds beautiful.
But that's it. Okay, yeah, I did jump the gun. I'm so sorry. Jill, what are you buying?
I will most likely buy plane tickets. We will probably go somewhere this Christmas. So it will be expensive, but I do put money aside for the holidays throughout the year. And then I can decide how we want to spend that. So this year it will most likely be on plane tickets. It will absolutely be on nice food to share. That's an evergreen thing for me at the holidays. I really love getting some of the nicer meats and cheeses and spreads and accoutrement. And just if we want to order out, this is the time. This is when we do it. We really shine in December and January.
Really shining.
I will also spend on like a fun or memorable event. Not too many. Usually every year it'll be one or two that we decide we want to do. And maybe it's just a concert if a band we like is in town, or maybe we even like drive a little bit to see a fun concert. That's what I'll spend on around this time. Anything else you would add to the list that you will buy?
I, besides the gas to go run around and peep in your homes, I do love to buy a peppermint mocha or a hot cocoa in a paper cup. I am moving away from Starbucks.
What? You're
we'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Okay.
But
oh wow.
But yeah, I do love to feel the warm cup in my hands and be walking around a beautiful place, because we don't have snow, right? So Christmas lights are kind of our snow, and
you gotta find joy somewhere.
And I love it. I love light.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of my biggest. I do not carol. I do not sing. I do not do art or anything like crafts, DIY ornaments, or any of that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of even wondering if I will do ornaments on our tree.
Ooh,
I
just want to do lights.
undecided.
Just decorate it with the lights.
Yeah, I'm undecided. So
I do
we'll see.
love and I haven't ever done this, but the orange, dehydrated oranges, I think they look so pretty.
They do.
Yeah,
but I
they
love
smell
multicolored
nice.
lights. So
Uh-huh.
I'm a multicolored light girl.
I know you are. Yeah.
And
I'm a white light girl.
Right. So we're different girls. So I think it would be beautiful on your tree. Also, your tree is smaller, so you could actually handle that many oranges.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a thin one.
Maybe you'll be buying an orange.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what you won't be buying?
I never have to pay for this.
But it's always a value. It's always on the to have list, on the priority list.
The bill of the week.
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the bill of the week.
Hello, Jen and Jill. My name's Nissa, and I live in Coos Bay, Oregon on the coast. My bill of the week is insurance related. Wah, wah. I was perusing my pay stub a few weeks ago, and I saw that I was paying a lot for life insurance through my work. And I said, no, that's not very fun. So I went outside my work bubble of the recommended and standard insurance, and I got independent life insurance that is way, way, way cheaper. Something on the order of 25% of the original cost. So I am very happy that I went through my pay stub and evaluated my payments that were coming out of my paycheck every 2 weeks. So I totally recommend anyone to do this. Just check it out, see what you've got going on, make sure that you're putting the right amount into retirement account, getting your right amount for insurance. And it was totally worth it. I love you guys. Thanks so much for your podcast. Bye-bye.
Ooh,
Nissa.
This is something we should definitely talk about. You've hit on something very important because life insurance at work, that is considered usually like a group coverage, and it does not, it's very restrictive, it does not cover a lot, maybe 1 year of your salary. Whereas term life insurance from a third party, not only less expensive, but covers a wide breadth more things.
Yeah, we've never talked about that before.
That is
Thank
so
you
important.
for bringing this up, Nissa.
If you are paying for life insurance at work, you should be very critical of what it is you are paying for. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is. They all sound very bad in my experience. They're all very easy no's. Going with something like Ladder or Ethos, you can go to frugalfriendspodcast.com/ladder. Jill has Ladder. I have Ethos. They are term life insurance policies that are much less expensive. And
actually, Eric has Ethos. I got a better rate for him through Ethos than Ladder, but yeah, we have both.
But Ethos doesn't pay us. Ladder does if you get a policy. Check out Ladder first.
Ladder. I don't know what it was, but yeah, Ladder was better for me.
Yeah. So frugalfriendspodcast.com/ladder. So one of the things I will say I like about Ladder is that the reason it's called Ladder is that you can increase your life insurance payout, and you'll obviously, pay more monthly, but you don't have to start over with the term. So you can stay on that 20-year term and just pay a little bit extra per month to be at a higher place. That's it's very flexible.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it gets you started if maybe you don't think you can afford life insurance. It could have a really low barrier to entry. But also you should be comparing life insurance companies because you don't know who's going to offer you the best deal.
Man, what a great bill, Nissa, and a reminder and tip to all of the rest of us. Just take a look at your pay stub, see where that initial money is getting pulled out and where is it going to, and are you okay with it?
That you are getting all the benefits that you should be getting. Like if you've signed up to contribute to a 401k, are you getting the match? Are they pulling the full however much you've allocated?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. What a great little interruption to the rest of this episode. If you all are listening, you have a bill that you want to submit. If it has to do with a really great tip that you have, a way that you ended up saving money, or anything else super vague and bill related, you know us. We love it all. frugalfriendspodcast.com/bill. We can't wait for it.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, Matt.
Can you believe we have a whole bunch of Wicked episodes coming up?
Oh, I can't wait to share all of these amazing episodes with the Readers' Katie's publicists and finalists.
That's right. We're talking all things behind bringing this iconic musical to the big screen.
And of course, we're taking you inside the world of this epic movie with all the exclusive details you won't hear anywhere else.
It's Wicked in a way you've never heard before. Don't miss it. And be sure to go watch Wicked in theaters starting November 22nd.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Danny Shapiro, host of the hit podcast Family Secrets. How would you feel if when you met your biological father for the first time, he didn't even say hello? And how would you feel if your doctor advised you to keep your life-altering medical procedure a secret from everyone? And what if your past itself was a secret, and the time had suddenly come to share that past with your child? These are just a few of the powerful and profound questions we'll be asking on our 11th season of Family Secrets. Some of you have been with us since season 1, and others are just tuning in. Whatever the case, and wherever you are, thank you for for being part of our Family Secrets family, where every week we explore the secrets that are kept from us, the secrets we keep from others, and the secrets we keep from ourselves. Listen to Season 11 of Family Secrets on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, what's up? This is Ramses Ja.
And I go by the name Q Ward.
And we'd like you to join us each week for our show, Civic Cypher.
That's right. We're going to discuss social issues, especially those that affect Black and brown people, but in a way that informs and empowers all people to hopefully create better allies.
Think of it as a Black show for non-Black people. We discuss everything from prejudice to politics to police violence, and we try to give you the tools to create positive change in your home, workplace, and social circle.
Exactly. Whether you're Black, Asian, white, Latinx, Indigenous, LGBTQIA+, you name it. If you stand with us, then we stand with you. Let's discuss the stories and conduct the interviews that will help us create a more empathetic, accountable, and equitable America.
You are all our brothers and sisters, and we're inviting you to join us for Civic Cypher each and every Saturday with myself, Ramses Ja, Q Ward, and some of the greatest minds in America.
Listen to Civic Cypher every Saturday on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey everyone, I'm Madison Packer, a pro hockey veteran going on my 10th season in New York.
And I'm Anya Packer, a former pro hockey player and now a full Madison Packer stan.
Anya and I met through hockey, and now we're married and moms to 2 awesome toddlers.
And on our new podcast, Moms Who Puck, we're opening up about the chaos of our daily lives between the juggle of being athletes, raising children, and all the messiness in between.
We're also turning to fellow athletes and beyond to learn about their parenthood journeys and collect valuable advice, like FIFA World Cup winner Ashlyn Harris.
I wish my village would have prepared me for how hard motherhood was going to be.
And Peloton instructor and Ratchet Mom Club founder, Kirsten Ferguson.
And I remember going in there a hot mess.
So listen to Moms Who Puck, a production of iHeart Women's Sports and Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
Jenny Garth, Jana Kramer, Amy Robach, and TJ Holmes bring you I Do Part 2, a one-of-a-kind experiment in podcasting to help you find love again. If you didn't get it right the first time, it's time to try again as they guide you through this podcast experiment in dating.
Hey, I'm Jana Kramer. As they say, those that cannot do, teach. Actually, I think I finally got it right, so take the failures I've had the second or even third or whatever, maybe the fourth time around.
I'm Jenny Garth. 29 years ago, Kelly Taylor said these words, I choose me. She made her choice. She chose herself. When it comes to love, choose you first.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Robach.
And I'm TJ Holmes, and we are, well, not necessarily relationship experts. If you're ready to dive back into the dating pool and find lasting love, finally, we want to help.
Listen to I Do Part 2 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And now it's time for
the lightning round. Pew, pew. All right. What are you most looking forward to this holiday, Jill?
I think the quieter pace. Last year went so well that I'm really excited to capitalize on that and really enjoy the things that make me feel nostalgic and really just comforted in this season. Really are the free things, like you said, looking at light displays, walking around the neighborhood, watching fun, nostalgic movies, getting some special food, baking, cooking, getting together with friends, just the really simple things. I think I'm really recognizing that the simple luxuries of life are really so fun for me. I just love daily enjoyable things. I also love the big things, right? I love the big vacations you get to take, but they only happen every so often. And we do get to decide and engage in small little luxuries daily. And they usually don't have to cost anything.
Yes.
What about you, Jen?
Doing things with my kids. Last year was the first year Kai kind of got fully into Christmas. So just finding some like things to do with him. He loves Christmas music. We were listening to Christmas music through February, and just kind of seeing his face light up and enjoy this special season. And of course, peeping in y'all's homes.
You're
at
most
your
looking forward to
trees
that.
and seeing your Christmas lights. And nobody else is as excited in my family about that as me. So,
are you bringing your binoculars for that?
Well, I won't need to if your tree is in a good viewing spot.
Don't make me have to bring my binoculars.
That's what I'm saying. It's not on my list of things to buy. So please don't make me.
Thanks everyone for listening. We just love hanging out with you, and we also love reading your kind reviews, like this one from Snickler04. Phenomenal friends, 5 stars. Love this podcast. It is like listening to 2 non-judgmental friends talk about frugality and all things money. I work at 3 a.m. from home, and this podcast keeps me awake in the early mornings when the rest of the world is asleep and makes me feel less alone. Thank you for all that you both do. Snickler04, I love the idea that we're hanging out with you in the early morning when everything is so calm and quiet. And then you got us yelling at you.
I know.
I'm so thrilled we get to hang. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Your kind words.
If you feel similarly, then please, we would love if you would leave a rating and review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and let people know what they are in for when listening to this show. That we are big curmudgeons and that we are sad people.
I mean,
that
be
just
like
love
a little
to peep
bit of
in
a
your
lie,
window.
We'll definitely get some interesting listeners if that's the review that you're telling people what to expect. But, I'm here for it. Let's experiment.
As long as it's 5 stars.
See you next time.
Frugal Friends is produced by Eric Siriani.
Okay, Jen, tell me about this disenchantment with Starbucks. This is some hot, fresh, off the press news.
Yeah, it is. So apparently, okay, I lived in Orlando for 5 years, and
we're going way back.
Yeah, this was back in I left Orlando in 2012. And there was a coffee shop there that I loved. And I saw that after I left, they expanded. And one of their busiest locations was forced to close. And apparently the landlord was making way for a Starbucks. And I can neither confirm nor deny the accuracy of this because I am no longer in Orlando or talking to a lot of people involved. But it just didn't sit right with me. And I've known this. Starbucks ruins local coffee shop economies. It's nothing new. But part of my justification was, well, if y'all made exactly what I like the same way every time, I would drink your coffee. And obviously that's the wrong mentality to have. And so that was
when you're spending $7, let's be real, on a drink, you want to like it.
Absolutely. And that was a justification. And so I think I'm just at a point where I don't want to support that anymore. I'm just kind of done.
Whoa, cold turkey, do you think? Or what's going to happen?
I still have some money left on my Starbucks gift card and probably a free drink. So it won't be cold turkey, but once that money's gone, I'm just going to delete the app.
Where do you think you'll go?
That's a great question. I love the blend. So I could go there. But I think like most of it will just probably be drinking coffee at home, which is what I already do, 9 times out of 10 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be something new I have to navigate.
Yeah. Wow. A new journey.
A new journey.
New year, new you.
Yeah. But I'm
This
not
is
that hard to
wild.
please anymore. Like I can be happy with just a plain cappuccino and a raw sugar, So
Yeah.
I had to look at that too and be like, I only get the fancy drinks because they're available. But honestly, most of the time I'm just happy with something very plain.
Do you think that this is going to be a foreshadowing for letting go of Target too?
If I have to go, I don't like to go into places, but if I have to go into a place, I like Target. There's no comparable mom and pop competitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. I mean, these were the things that really set you and I apart and made us different people. And now you're saying no more Starbucks and I don't even go into Target that often. What's happening? You were the Starbucks Target girly and I was.
Okay, well that is
I don't know. I don't know what I do.
That's an
I
exaggeration.
Just don't do those things.
I went to Target a lot like when I was postpartum. Just to walk around and like feel the vibe. And same with Starbucks, honestly. So yeah. I am evolving, devolving. I used to not go to Starbucks and Target a lot, so maybe I'm just like reverting back to a simpler time in my life.
We're just all under consuming.
Yeah. So I feel better about it. Yeah, I'm always on a journey closer to buying as much secondhand as possible. So
not secondhand coffee.
I can't, right. But local and secondhand. And so that I'm just evolving on my journey.
Yeah.
Finding my radical middle.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is big news, folks.
I know.
And if you want other things from us, buywhatyoulovebook.com.
Buywhatyoulovebook.com. Please buy that brand new. Please buy it new.
Yes.
I don't care where you buy it from. Please.
We are used. We are the used things that you're buying from.
And buy the book new. Support me being used.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, Matt.
Can you believe we have a whole bunch of Wicked episodes coming up?
Oh, I can't wait to share all of these amazing episodes with the Readers' Katie's publicists and finalists.
That's right. We're talking all things behind bringing this iconic musical to the big screen.
And of course, we're taking you inside the world of this epic movie with all the exclusive details you won't hear anywhere else.
It's Wicked in a way you've never heard before. Don't miss it. And be sure to go watch Wicked in theaters starting November 22nd.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Marie.
And I'm Sydney. And we're Mess.
Well, not a mess, but on our podcast called Mess, we celebrate all things messy.
But the gag is, not everything is a mess. Sometimes it's just living.
Yeah, things like J-Lo on her 3rd divorce.
Living. Girls' trip to Miami. Mess.
Breaking up with your girlfriend while on Instagram Live.
Living.
It's kind of mess.
Yeah. Well, you get it.
Got it?
Live, love, mess. Listen to Mess with Sydney Washington and Marie Faustin on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, what's up? This is Ramses Ja.
And I go by the name Q Ward.
And we'd like you to join us each week for our show, Civic Cypher.
That's right. We discuss social issues, especially those that affect Black and brown people, but in a way that informs and empowers all people.
We discuss everything from prejudice to politics to police violence, and we try to give you the tools to create positive change in your home, workplace, and social circle.
We're going to learn how to become better allies to each other. So join us each Saturday for Civic Cypher on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.
Happy holidays from me, Michael Rappaport, and my gift to you is a free subscription to the I Am Rappaport Stereo podcast, where I discuss entertainment, sports, politics, and anything and everything that catches my attention. I am here to call it as I see it, and there's a whole lot of things catching my eyes these days. Listen to the I Am Rappaport Stereo podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, and wherever you get your podcast.
The forces shaping markets and the economy are often hiding behind a blur of numbers.
So that's why we created The Big Take from Bloomberg Podcasts, to give you the context you need to make sense of it all.
Every day, in just 15 minutes, we dive into one global business story that matters.
You'll hear from Bloomberg journalists like Matt Levine.
A lot of this meme stock stuff is, I think, embarrassing to the SEC.
Follow the Big Take podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen.